Hey everyone, welcome back to Free Woman Travels. So I'm actually home. I actually just got home today, like 3 hours ago. So I've been unpacking and I actually kind of unpacked my bag already a little bit because I was just so in the moment being home. I was just ready to get settled, and then I was like, oh shoot, I wanted to do an unpack with me video. I originally was gonna do like a pack with me video, but I was like, I'm new to traveling Europe, so I might lead people astray, and I might still lead people astray because I'm still a rookie. So like, take this with a grain of salt. I'm just sharing my experience and what I packed, what I wish I didn't pack, what I might have wished I did pack, and I thought that might be more beneficial than like me just doing a pack with me video because I had no experience in Europe prior to this. So, anywho, let's get started. Like I said, a lot of this is already unpacked, so I'm not like actually unpacking. It's kind of just thrown everywhere. So, I guess to start, my pack was the Cotopaxi 35 liter backpack. I've always loved the look of Cotopaxi, but never really went out my way to buy one until now. And one of the reasons I never did was because they used to not have a water bottle pocket, and I carry a water bottle with me everywhere, so I thought that was kind of silly to get a backpack without a water bottle holder. But they finally have one now. I love it. It's actually big enough to fit my water bottle. Actually, let me go grab it so I can demonstrate. Okay, grab my water bottle. So this is the life this is the Life Straw bottle. I've been using this for like close to 3 years now. I absolutely love this water bottle. I'm not sponsored. So I'm just saying this out of personal love. I love this bottle. As you can see, it's been used and abused. But like, I originally got it like I think 3. It might have been 4. It's been a while. I originally got it because the gym I was going to, the water tasted horrible. I'm not gonna name what gym that is because I don't want to upset anybody. But the water tasted horrible, so I started researching, and this filters out a lot of contaminants, but it also filters out bad taste. Anywho, long story short, love this bottle. I also had it last year on my race whenever we were going to like Africa and Asia, and it, anywho, love this bottle. But so it fits perfectly in this pocket, but this pocket's also big enough so that if I bought like a Gatorade or anything, it also would fit. So anyways, Cotopaxi 35. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It did get scruffed up a little bit. And I've also always been like a duffel bag gal, so it was like, I guess, a little bit getting used to the separation in the compartments, which I love organization, so I did love that part about this bag. As you can see, like pockets and stuff, but I did wonder like if just a duffel bag might have worked better. So I'm curious next time if I do a trip like this, if I am gonna take a duffel bag. But I did love this bag, and it fit everything I needed, and it also had a little extra room in this pocket. I always kept like my snacks and stuff in this pocket. I still have chocolate from Switzerland. But yeah, anyways, this is the bag I took. So let's begin unpacking. Okay, so what did I pack? I packed 3 pair of long pants, a pair of like leggings, but not really leggings. They're like jogger leggings, a pair of jeans, and a pair of like fleece lined, I wouldn't call them sweatpants. They're a little bit more above sweatpants, but kind of like sweatpants. They're good for like hiking and cold days in Switzerland. So 3 pair of long pants, 3 pair of shorts, a pair of like hiking shorts, a pair of running shorts, and a pair of just like comfy shorts, I guess. I keep looking that way because that's where all my clothes are stacked up. Then I brought 2 athletic shirts, like dry fit shirts, 1 cotton shirt, 1 like crop cotton shirt, 1 merino wool shirt, 1 like dressy shirt, dressy to my standards. I'm sure a lot of people would call it not a dressy shirt, and 1 tank top. Then I also packed 1 bathing suit. Now, if you're going to Greece, I know you might be saying, oh my goodness, I need more than 1 bathing suit. No, you don't. 1 bathing suit. I survived with 1. You can survive with 1. And it really wasn't even like that hot to need a bathing suit more than 1 day. What else? I packed 7 pair of socks, 5 sports bras, and 8 underwear. And then I packed a rain jacket that is packable. And I brought my Cotopaxi puffer, which is also packable. What else? Oh, I also packed a thin sweatshirt, which is currently hanging in my closet. Not like a really thick sweatshirt. I can just grab it. See, thin sweatshirt. I actually really enjoyed having this. Yeah, I think I use that almost every day. Like, I'm thankful I brought that, because even if it was like warm enough to where I didn't need this puffer, I could still just throw that on, and then it also still fit in my like little day bag. And then going back to my rain jacket, I almost did not bring this because I was like, I've been in Asia, it rained a lot, didn't really need it that often. I thought I could survive without it. And I'm glad I did bring it, because I actually did need it. Even if it was like not raining, but it was windy or anything like that, I still used that a lot. So I'm glad I brought that. So don't skip out on a rain jacket. Bring a rain jacket. You won't regret it. What else? Oh, brought a belt. I almost did not pack a belt, and it wasn't till the day before I was supposed to be leaving. I wasn't home. I was flying out of a different city, and my brother was coming to say goodbye to me. So I called him after he left work, and I was like, please go by the house, grab a belt. I forgot a belt. Thankful I had this belt. I will say it does take up space and weight. So if you could do without a belt, bring pants that you don't need a belt with. The jeans I brought, I almost, when I was leaving when I was leaving home to fly, I could wear the jeans pretty much without a belt. Like, they were a little big, but a couple weeks into, or not even a couple of weeks, really like a week into the trip, I did lose weight because of all the walking we did, not really eating 3 meals a day. I desperately needed this. I was like struggling to keep my pants on. So long story short, bring a belt. What else? Bring a lock. I brought 2 locks. I actually don't even, oh yeah. Here's my second lock. So on this bag, this was my day bag. It's kind of janked up right now. I don't know what's happening. It's unzipped. Okay. The reason I have this on here is because I couldn't decide to bring my passport during the day or leave it locked up in the hotel or hostel or wherever we were staying. I finally came to the conclusion to just bring it and have it on me always, just in case there was like some state of emergency where we didn't have time to go back to our hotel or hostel or Airbnb, and we just needed to quickly get to like an airport or the US Embassy. I would just always have my passport. And this little pocket, there's like a little side pocket on my day bag, and my passport just fit perfectly in here. And that's all I'd keep in this pocket. And I kept this lock on it, A, for pickpocketers, because it was a perfect little side pocket for someone to just like sneakily take something out of. But then also because the zipper went down, I was afraid personally I might accidentally unzip it and my passport fall out. So I didn't really need a lock necessarily, like a carabiner would have worked, but I just felt more comfortable just having this on. So like, it might look tacky, but I just walked around with it like this. And I had my passport on me all the time, and it was in a safe location. So, long story short, again, this is my day pack. I liked it. It fit everything I needed for the day. And it fit my water bottle in it. I will say, this was also my personal item for flights. I will say there was a lot of times I wish I just had a small backpack. So that's one thing I kind of wish I would have brought, was maybe like a packable day pack, like backpack, because having this on your one shoulder, I kept having to like switch shoulders, does get tiring after a full day of walking, especially if you're going in spring and you're like packing layers. And once you start shedding layers, trying to like squish it all in here, a backpack might have been better. I did like the style of this better than a backpack, and the size of it, I liked how it was small, so I wouldn't have to like carry a backpack on my back and a backpack on my front. I did that for the race last year and I hated it, so that's why I didn't want to do it this time. So not necessarily I regret bringing this. I still would have brought this. I regret not just bringing one of those like little packable day packs that you could just throw in your big pack and then pull it out whenever you needed it. But locks are a good idea, especially when you're in a hostel, like storing your luggage and stuff. Okay, since we're on the subject of backpacks and bags, I brought this hiking vest. It literally is just like, I think it's like a runner's vest. I bought it for running, thinking I was gonna get so good at running. I need a running vest, and I have not used it for running once. I've used it for hiking and this trip. I love this. I am so glad I brought this. This is kind of like a close second to like the collapsible, packable backpack I was talking about. So I use this on like a couple of hikes and a couple of like just walking in town trips when I didn't want to have that sling on. Love this. I actually got complimented on this, and a guy was like, oh my goodness, I need that. That's so awesome. But like, I could fit my water in here. I could fit my phone on the other side. So this was super nice for pickpocketers also, because like your phone is right here. Like, they'd be pretty, pretty risky if they were going after you with your phone right here. So water, phone, and then back here I can keep a jacket or whatever. Love this. Would definitely advise someone to bring this if you're planning to hike. If you're not a hiker, you're like, I'm not hiking, I'm not going to Europe to hike, then you probably won't need it. But if you like to hike, definitely bring this. It takes up no space, and yeah, definitely worth it. Also bags. So I did not originally pack this. I got this on my Pompeii tour. They gave it to us. Super nice. I don't know why they gave it to us, but I was stoked. I saw a video before I left, and a girl was like, bring a reusable grocery bag. You'll want it. And I was like, nah, I won't want it. I'll have like my other bags. I won't need a packable grocery bag. bring one. Like, you don't realize, I guess, like when you're in America, like if you go overseas, you got to pay for a grocery bag. And then not only that, I use this a lot when some of the flights, you're only allowed a carry-on and a small personal item, and you've got more things with you. Like, you went to the grocery store a couple days before, now you have leftover groceries and you don't want to waste them, so you're gonna bring them on the airplane. It's nice to have this bag because I actually could fit, it's kind of crazy, this small of a bag, but there's also a weight limit on 2 of the flights. So I would take out my sweatpants and stuff them in here. I would stuff my toiletry bag in here, and I would stuff this bag in here. So kind of crazy how much this bag could fit. So not only does it save you money when you go to the grocery store, it's good for the environment, and then you can also stuff a lot of things in it for your personal item. So I think that's all I have to say about bags. If you consider this bags, these are packing cubes. So I had 2, like, I don't know if you consider these large or medium, but I have 2 of these, one for my pants and one for my shirts. I had 3 small ones, one for socks, undies and bras, and bathing suit. And then I had this one, which I originally was putting my sandals in. So I brought 2 pairs of shoes, a pair of tennis shoes and a pair of sandals. I would wear my tennis shoes on travel day. I'd wear my tennis shoes literally every day. They got so disgusting. And then I put my sandals in here and pack them. And this also doubled as a laundry bag. So my shoes on one side and then my laundry on the other as I went. Like when things just started to get a little bit too nasty to reuse, I would stuff them in here until I could get to a laundry facility. I know this is really long and I'm sorry, and I'm trying to like go as fast as I can, but this is a lot of information. Okay, onward. Packable towel. So I almost did not get this because it just takes up space. And I was originally like, I'm just gonna buy a towel whenever I get to a hostel. Like, you can rent a towel at hostels. And then at the hotels we stayed at, we didn't need a towel. So originally wasn't gonna do it. And then I started looking at the towel prices for hostels, and they're like €5 to rent a towel, which is ridiculous. And I got this on Amazon for $5. However, a lot of the hostels say that towels for hire, but then you get there and they were free. So I actually only used this twice my entire time. So I'm glad I had it those 2 times I did use it, because that would have been $10 and this was only $5. So I still saved $5 by just bringing mine. And I also used it as like a privacy curtain, because some of the hostels don't have curtains, so you can just, if you want more privacy when you sleep. I don't like to be like watched while I'm asleep, so I try to like kind of cocoon myself in the bunk. So this was good for that also. I mean, it's lightweight, it's packable, it's breathable, it dries really fast, and this one actually dried your body. Some of them don't dry your body, but this was good. I got off of Amazon. I don't know. I brought a first aid kit. I'm glad I brought this because I did get a couple of blisters. Thankfully, I needed none of the medication that's in here. That is a huge blessing, because if you know me, I get sick a lot. And the Lord protected me, and I did not get sick on this trip. Which, while I'm on that note, I highly recommend bringing some vitamin C. I took like, I don't even know how many of these with me. And I just took one before a flight and then one after. And then like, depending on how long the flight is, I guess I would take a couple after, like a couple days after. Anyways, I also brought liquid IV. immunity ones. These are good for like hiking. I use these a lot. So yeah, bring vitamin C. But that's the first aid kit. Yeah, I just packed Band-Aids, first aid stuff, Benadryl, nausea, all that good stuff. Use your discretion of what you would normally need and pack that. But I also packed these one-time use sunscreen things. I love these because at first I was gonna pack like a whole sunscreen bottle, and it was just gonna take up way too much space and weight. And these were perfect because I could throw them in my like day bag if I was gonna go to the beach or like know I was gonna be out in the sun, and use them as I went, and then threw them in the trash after I was done with them. And love these. If you can find these, get these. These originally came with another first aid kit I got, so I didn't actually like buy these somewhere. I don't know. I'm sure Amazon's got everything. I'm sure you can get them off Amazon. So yeah, first aid kit. Okay, onward to battery pack. I originally was not gonna pack a battery pack because I was like, I'm gonna be in Europe. Like, I'm sure there's gonna be outlets places, and like, I don't need a whole battery pack. It's just a waste of space. So glad I brought this. This saved me so many times. And a couple of times I didn't take this with me in my day pack because I didn't want to lug it around because it's weighted. And I totally regretted it because my phone died. So bring a battery pack. Since we're talking about chargers and electronics, I searched and searched and searched for this answer before I left. So I really hope this helps someone because it could have really helped me. When I was looking for so I already had this comforter box. It's got all these like different types of, I don't know what you would call these, adapters. I don't know. I had this for my last trip. Loved it. I still use it even in America because it's got an American port, but it's got all these different things. So anyways, I still use this at the house, but I could not find online if this port, I knew the names of these while I was searching, but I've forgotten now. But if these two would suffice for all the countries I was going to, and I could not find the answer. Like when I would Google it, it'll just tell you needed like this and this and this. So like I bought these extra adapters. I hope I'm saying this word right. Y'all are probably thinking I'm stupid, but I bought these on Amazon because these were the two, it came in like a pack of 5, but these were the two that I did not have on this. And they said I needed it for like, I think one was for Greece and one was for Italy, I think. So these two were not on this box. So I lugged these around with me for a month thinking I needed these when I would get to those countries. Never needed them. Don't bring extra. Well, if you're going to the countries, so that I went to, but this worked. This was a waste of space. So yeah, I hope that helps somebody because I could not find that answer anywhere before I left. Bring headphones. Like, I don't know. I know that's very basic, but like, you're gonna be on buses and trains and planes and ferries, and it's gonna get noisy and loud, and you're just gonna want to zone out for a little bit. So bring headphones. Sunglasses. I am not sponsored by Umbras. I should be. If you've watched my videos before now, you know I wear these in like almost every single one of my videos because I absolutely freaking love them. Like, I'm always hyping these things up. Like, people ask me what they are. Like, I know I probably can't pull them off very well, but it doesn't matter because they're awesome. They're completely packable. So like, look at that. You can't do that with a normal pair of sunglasses. Like, you could just throw them in your bag. Well, don't throw them in your bag. Put them in the respectful case. Then just chuck them in your bag. They don't pinch your ears after you wear them a long time. They're great for hiking. They don't fall off. I wear them surfing. They don't fall off. Get you a pair of these if you're traveling a lot, because then you don't have to worry about like accidentally smushing your sunglasses or breaking a frame or like anything like that. These are like guaranteed for life. Love them. I like really want to get a new style, but I'm like, what's the point? Like, these work so well. I love them. So I'm just going to keep wearing these until they like actually die. Bras, if you're watching, sponsor me, please. I love your sunglasses. Okay. Next. This is my shower bag. I brought one that I can just like hang up, and yeah, there's some tricks in this bag, so y'all just like listen carefully. So I figured out these like soap bags before my last trip. I'm not really a bar soap gal. Still learning to love it. I do love it when I'm traveling, but when I'm home, I'm like a liquid girl. But anyways, I bought this. This is CeraVe face wash. I bought this like 2 years ago. Look at it. I used it for a whole year, and then I take it on my trips because it's like no mess. Look, it like packs so flat. And then I got these bags on Amazon. Quick drying bags. They don't smell. Like, if you get those containers, they get all gooey and everything. These dry out. And then I got this idea of like, I hate when you go places and you don't have anywhere to like put your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have anywhere to put your soap or hang anything. So I got these like little hooks, and this actually hooks onto a shower curtain rod and then locks into place so you don't accidentally knock it off. And then you just hang your soap on the shower rod, and it's no mess, no hassle. Love it. This is my shampoo and conditioner one. See, this one's still already on there, but yeah. And then really, really a good trick. I went to silicone loofahs like close to probably 10 years now. Have not gone back to those other little body scrubbers. They're disgusting. Okay, I've said it, they're disgusting. Silicone ones, antimicrobial, they dry out, they don't get all soggy, they don't grow bacteria. This is actually a face one that I've turned into my travel body one. Love it. You can still like get a good scrub in without having to carry this ginormous loofah around with you. And then this also like hangs on the little hook. So, and then travel razor. So that's all that. I don't have my toiletry bag with me. Long story short, I've been on like 5 trips. So there's a lot of moving parts, and my toiletry bag is currently at a friend's house. So, but it was just this like small black toiletry bag. I just had a travel size toothbrush, travel size toothpaste, hair ties. Yeah, that's really about it, honestly. So that's that. I think I mentioned I only packed 2 pair of shoes, a pair of tennis shoes and a pair of shower shoes that I also use for like flip-flops. And yeah, you don't really need more than that. I was gonna take a pair of hiking boots / cute boots that could go with like jeans and stuff. There's only a couple of days I wish I had those, mainly in like Switzerland when it was cold and rainy, because my shoes just got soaked there. But I'm glad I didn't bring them, because I would have had to wear those as travel shoes and then lug around my tennis shoes. So glad I didn't do that. You don't need, trust me, you don't need a lot of shoes. Yeah, your shoes that you're going to take are going to get wrecked. So don't buy brand new ones for this trip. buy ones you know are comfortable, because I wore these shoes all last year, so I knew they were worn in. I knew they weren't gonna hurt my feet. I knew they were comfortable, but by the end of the trip, I still got blisters. So I could not imagine, like, if I started out with a brand new pair of shoes, how bad of blisters my feet would have had. But yeah, these shoes got wrecked. So just take shoes that you're okay with getting messed up and you know are comfortable, and you know you can walk like 20, 30,000 steps, because it's gonna happen in a day. It's crazy. I know this is a lot and I'm trying to hurry. Okay. One other item, or I guess 2 more items that I'm gonna suggest that you do bring. If you're a light sleeper, I just learned about this just by accident on Amazon. So I'm a super light sleeper. I used to always have to sleep with earplugs until I learned about white noise. So then I got hooked on white noise through a speaker. But obviously bringing a speaker on a trip is just not like pack friendly. So I did a lot of research before and tried out a lot of different like eye masks with speakers in it. And a lot of them are really uncomfortable if you're a side sleeper, because the speaker is like right out your ear. So like it pushes on your ear at night. And then I found this. I love this thing. Like, love it. Amazon's like best purchase ever. So this is just like the power button. It's up here. This I wish was a little bit more flat, because sometimes depending on how I'm sleeping, I'll have like a little indentation on my forehead. But the speakers are on the side, but they're like super soft, so they don't hurt your ears. But I just blare white, like whatever sound you want. White sound, pink sound, brown sound, waves, rainstorm, whatever. I just blare this because we had a lot of loud sleeping places, like hostels and Airbnbs and whatever, like just right by bell towers. For some reason we kept just like being right by bell towers, and like hostels are in general already loud because people coming in and out the doors. Also wore this on the plane over to try to get some sleep. So yeah, if you're a light sleeper and you need a solution, love this. It's a like sleep headband off Amazon. Also thing is a blackout eye mask. I know you're like, oh my goodness, you've already got this, why do you need this? But I would just like put this on top of this, like this. So I would have a blackout eye mask and sound machine. So literally could not have survived without these 2 things. So I say it's a must. Okay, a couple things I wish I didn't bring. I didn't know how cold it was gonna be where we were at, because we went in April, and it was what you expect it to be in spring. Like, the weather's just inconsistent. You don't know what it's going to be like, so you really need to pack like a composite wardrobe, I think is what they call it. So like a lot of my clothes matched each other. Like my shorts matched my shirts matched my long pants, like everything kind of matched each other. That way you're not taking like full outfits for 7 days. Like you can like mix and match. So that being said, I packed gloves and this like headband. I literally needed this one day. So like I still needed it, but was it worth, like, I know it doesn't seem like a lot of space and a lot of weight, but when you're packing for this amount of time in one bag, it really does like matter. So like I can't tell you what the weather's gonna be like when you're there, or like if you go in April like we did, what the weather's gonna be like. So you might get there and it might be freezing the whole time you're there. I have no clue. It was only freezing for us like 1 or 2 days. So I really did not need this. That's one of my things. Umbrella. I actually did not take this. I bought this for the trip thinking I was gonna need it, but I was like, I'm just gonna take my rain jacket. It's like a mini umbrella. It definitely did rain on us, so I definitely could have used this. Thankfully, our rainiest day was at a hostel that had umbrellas, so we just used their umbrellas. But we did have some rainy days where we could have used an umbrella, but we had a rain jacket, so like we survived and it was fine. But just a thought, I bought it for the trip. I didn't bring it and I didn't really miss it that much. This money belt. So I used this I think once in Paris, maybe? I don't remember. I think it was Paris, because pickpockets are pretty bad in Paris. I thought when I was packing I would probably be wearing this every day, and like it fits my phone, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna wear it on my waist and keep my phone in it when I'm not using my phone. That way pickpockets won't take my phone, you know, like silly things that you think. Wore this once. Again, it was just a waste of space and weight, because you've already got a bag, and a lot of times you're on your phone either taking a picture or getting directions. Very rarely will you have your phone in a bag, unless like you're a type of person that you don't use your phone. Like you might be using your camera for pictures and maybe a map for directions, and you need somewhere safe to secure your phone, maybe. But I did not need this. Shouldn't have brought it. Another thing I had in my bag was my drone. Unfortunately, if you watched my videos, my drone did not make it home. My remote did. Will I say this was a regretful decision? Maybe, to bring my drone. But that's the whole reason. If you have a drone, you buy a drone to take on your travels, to take cool videos. So I wouldn't say it's a regretful decision, but it does take up a lot of space and weight. So actually when my drone crashed, I thought about getting rid of the remote just to lighten the load a little bit, but I'm gonna try to sell that. Okay, I'm thinking that's about it for packing and unpacking and what to bring and what not to bring. I have a lot more I could say about packing and unpacking. Oh, another thing I forgot, because it's holding up my phone right now, but my Kindle. Before I left, I really started getting into like reading before bed. Instead of like watching shows on my phone, I started reading. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring my Kindle so I can read, and I can read on the planes and the trains and whatever. I think I read once. So that's another thing that like took up space and weight in my pack that I wish I might not have brought. I think if you're not doing videos like I'm doing, maybe if you like to read, bringing a Kindle or something to read is a good idea. You can also download it on your phone. So I kind of wish I would have done that. Just downloaded the book on my phone and then just not brought the Kindle itself. But I really did not have time to read. Like any downtime we had, I was working on videos. Anytime on the trains, I was working on videos. We would be out and about literally all day. So by the time you get to the hotel or hostel or wherever you're staying, the last thing you, like, when you get back on Wi-Fi, like, you're gonna be working on stuff, if that's what you're doing, if you're working on stuff. Now, if you're just going for leisure and you're not doing vlogs and you're not, like, you know, anything like that, and you'll have time to read, then yes, okay, bring your Kindle. But for me, I had no time to read, so I think that's about it. Like, I could talk a lot about the eurail pass. I guess very quickly, the eurail pass, I think it is I like calculated the eurail pass, how much it'd be versus doing each train individually. The eurail pass did save, I kind of want to say it was close to $100. So the eurail pass does save you money if you like do it correctly, I guess. And if you don't miss a train, and if you don't forget, so like you have to activate your QR code on the app before you get on the train. Even if you already paid for a seat reservation, you still have to activate the QR code. So that kind of got us in trouble to where like you'll have to pay extra if the QR code isn't activated. I watched a video before I left and the girl was like, sometimes they don't check for the QR code or like scan your ticket. So like wait to activate your ticket until you get on the train. That way you can save a day of traveling. So like that's what I did at first. Don't do that. It's not worth it. Especially like for me, I had like every single day kind of planned out. It wasn't really like a flexible schedule, but like for travel day, like we already had our seat reservation, and like so there's no need to like try to wait to see if your ticket's gonna get scanned. Like just go ahead and pull up the QR code, have it ready for them to scan, because like I said, if you don't and you activate it on the train, they can see when you activated it, and then they can charge you for like activating it too late. Or like in my friend's case, I don't know what happened. We were separated, so I don't know what all happened, but she ended up having to pay like full price for that train, and it was like $200 and something. So like in that case, the eurail pass was not worth it. But yeah, eurail pass is tricky, and it was hard to learn at first, but it gets easier the more you do it. So anyways, I think that's it. I hope I covered everything. I hope this helps you if you are like trying to like plan for Europe in spring, in April, and like what to pack or whatever. I hope this helped a little bit. I kind of wish I had a video like this when I was packing. It might have helped me a little bit, but I hope some of y'all learned from my mistakes, and hopefully that helps you for your trip. So if you're going to Europe, I hope you have a great trip. Yeah, until next time. Bye.